Chairman Hudson, Ranking Member Matsui, thank you for inviting me to testify at this landmark hearing. Such discussions about 3 decades of change often look back to now quaint-sounding tech trends and touchstones, yet there are timeless principles in the 1996 Act, places your predecessors and their staffers, like many of my fellow witnesses, got it exactly right. Not always in the terms they wrote, but in the values they espoused. Sadly, the Trump administration is trashing many of those values. I'd like to explain how, and then look forward to 4 ways this subcommittee and the agencies you authorize can meet the Act's goals. Those include establishing solid ground for federal oversight of our nation's networks, investing in affordable broadband for everyone, promoting diverse media, not cheerleading mergers or censorship, and staying out of online content regulation and AI preemption, where agencies under your watch have no role. First, the FCC abdicated authority Congress gave it over the essential service we now call broadband. While we can disagree on which protections should apply to that service, including net neutrality rules often debated in this room, we must move beyond the word games about what qualifies as a telecom service. Free Press believes broadband clearly fits that definition, and the Sixth Circuit decision that held otherwise last year is plainly wrong. But we must fill this vacuum if we want deployment, to quote the Act, of advanced telecommunications capability to all Americans. Funding universal broadband and protecting users from overlong outages and other abuses requires sound jurisdiction. Industry's assault has erased advanced telecommunications from the law Congress wrote. Not every Title II provision should port over, but the heart of that law, updated in 1996, is ensuring service on just, reasonable, and non-discriminatory terms. That's a timeless promise. No expiration date, no tether to past technologies. We need a firm, flexible framework for public investment and safeguards. Corporate forces alone won't provide affordable, robust access to every corner of your districts. Lawmakers must do more too. The Lifeline program remains crucial, but $9.25 a month isn't adequate. Yet Chairman Carr wants to cut enrollment to score partisan points. And this NTIA has delayed BEAD money, which I think is a funny remedy for complaints about past delay. Instead of renewing the Affordable Connectivity Program, as Commissioner O'Reilly advised, Congress let it lapse. Will we really spend $1 billion a day for reckless wars, but not $30 a month to keep a kid connected to her homework? The FCC should not set broadband prices, but it should know what they are. Carr has ignored statutory mandates and said he would stop even looking at price. He claimed in your last oversight hearing that the prices he won't measure are falling, but as my written testimony explains, Carr is misleading you and the story is more complicated. This FCC chairman ignores facts, laws, and even the Constitution when he pleases, so long as it pleases this president. He attacks free speech and freedom of the press. He threatens broadcasters for coverage he doesn't like. Carr twists the public interest standard, then blames Democrats and says they did it first. No one can criticize past administrations but stay silent on Carr's abuses if they truly want to defend the First Amendment. Carr says this is all to empower local broadcasters, but he's just favoring the conglomerates he likes. Giants like Nexstar are local the same way CVS is a local pharmacy. Nexstar eagerly joined in Carr's Jimmy Kimmel debacle to win those favors, and Senator Cruz even called that dangerous. The prospect of local TV news monopolies complying with government demands is dire. It's frightening for any democracy that values debate and dissent. Yet just last week, Carr unilaterally blessed Nexstar's merger, flouting the national cap we've heard about today that Congress set in 2004. It should alarm members on both sides when any FCC ignores statutes. Commissioner O'Reilly once called this specific trick a preposterous attempt at, quote, one of the biggest backdoors in the history of legislating. Carr wrongly holds up some deals, though, until companies end their diversity and inclusion efforts with no proof of wrongdoing or relevance to merger review. He imagines invidious harms to people who look like him. Yet looking at this panel, I'd say white men still have a shot in this field. My written testimony addresses bad ideas like the FCC preempting state AI laws or using Section 230 to police platforms outside FCC jurisdiction. The latter reminds me of what I believe Mr. Theodore Riley called some conservatives' evolving views on regulating the internet. Free Press Action supports Section 230, as I testified here in 2021, and I know that not all of you do, yet I hope we can agree these provisions are not the FCC's to enforce. So agencies in Congress must do more to honor the Act's goals, but no more of the damage this administration has done in just over a year. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.